generally these irises are considered to be very, very healthy. If you want to know, I actually, this is how I know whether or not my irises is going to give me flowers or not. So, of course, here's the flower bud. That's obvious, right? But even before the flower stalks start to come out. So, for example, if you go in and you just filled the basically you just slightly fill the middle of your irises, right? And if it's thick, if it's thick and if you see it will when you feel it, it will have like a stem. It, I call it being pregnant. I don't know if there is a proper name for it, but because even before the irises start, once it's growing, it's doing great, I come out to the garden sometime and I just sit down and I feel the irises and I was like, oh, this one's about to have a baby, or this one's about to have. I just randomly go and feel my irises, and if it feels there, if there's a bump right here, then I say, oh, this one is pregnant and this one will give me a flower, which is the baby. It's kind of weird. But what can I say? I do have a bit of an obsession with these little flowers. So with that being said, that is how I tell whether or not my irises is going to give me beautiful flowers or not. So like this one here, it's actually still, there's nothing coming up yet, but I can feel something like towards right here. And basically I would go around my garden and just look to see if they're pregnant or not. And if they're pregnant, then that means that they're gonna give me beautiful flowers and so forth. So this one, for example, it's about to bloom. I don't know what color it is. It looks like it has some yellowish in it. But you might thinking, oh, Kim, that one is buried. Well, you see, it is buried. But these here was the mother rhizomes, because we have not dig. We did not, well, we just, we were lazy. I just, I am lazy, so I don't always dig up my irises, right? So this is the mother rhizomes. Once last year, this mother rhizomes produces the, of course, the bearing the flowers and everything. Well, it have an offspring, and this is the offspring of the mother rhizomes. So as you can see, I don't have any other offspring. So this may mean that I may lose this. I may lose this iris if it does not give me an offspring. So what I am going to need to do is, see, I mean, it's not that deep. Just a couple of flick and you can see that this is the rhizome. And this is the mother rhizome that dries up and swivel away. I am praying to God that once this bloom, and when we water it and take care of it, and it will shoot out another offspring, because if it does not shoot out another offspring, I might end up losing this varieties. So it's another reason why you want to also grow your irises in the garden, like so, but then you also want to keep some in the pots. Reason for that is when you keep them in the pot, you can keep track of them, and if it gives you an offspring, you can then save it and put it in your garden the following year. So you have more irises and you don't end up losing the varieties that you have. So with this one here, we don't have to worry about it, because if you pay attention here, this iris here, which is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. It's wonderful to look at. I love it. Look at it. Anyway, so you can see here that this is the mother rhizome, and the mother rhizome die off and dry up and become fertilizer. But I'm not worried about this iris, because look how many offspring it gives me. 1, 2, 3, and this one where the flower is at, see this one? This is done. This is the mother. She gave birth. She gave birth to the beautiful flower, and then she shriveled away. But adjacent to her, how many offspring she can give us? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 offspring. So with that being said, one rhizome can yield 6 offspring if you grow it correctly. So that's the reason why iris, sometime when you go and buy irises, there's limited amount of irises that you can order, because not a lot of irises give you offspring, and sometimes they just bear flowers and then they die on you. So that's the reason why. But see how beautiful it is? It's amazing. And even though if you look closely, the rhizomes look unhealthy and all dried up, but this is not the kind of rhizome that you want to buy from like a grower or an iris farmers or any places like that, because this rhizome, the minute you take it home, I can promise you that it will become fertilizer, and that's something that you don't want to buy. Though I did bought some rhizome, not gonna say from who. It's not from a legitimate source, but I try to be cheap, and I bought it from some other grower, and they gave me the mother rhizomes. So I planted, but I have no flowers except the iris died. So that's something you want to pay attention to too as well. But yay! Look how pretty it is. It's just amazing, isn't it? It's so beautiful. Good luck, take care, stay safe, and happy gardening.